I've seen the future and it will be. I've seen the future and it works. Batman 1989 with Prince on the soundtrack. The real Batman movie. You can keep your Christian Bale from Batman. Like, get a lozenge, you jackass, okay? Michael Keaton is superior. But we're not here to talk about Batman, because I could talk about Batman for a very long time. We're here to talk about the future, so you get it, of the Nintendo Switch Online service, because there's some interesting things happening right now that I feel like are going to impact the immediate future and then potentially the long-term future. There's a lot of things sort of happening behind the scenes that haven't really been talked about lately, so I'm here to shine a light on that. If this is your first time here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, hit the bell notification as well. But without any further ado, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch Online service and why I think something is coming up here. Now, first and foremost, there was a situation that happened where, to me, upon first inspection, I was like, oh wow, Nintendo thinks I'm stupid. Nintendo thinks I am an idiot, because very recently, over the weekend, they actually put up a video on how to download DLC on the Nintendo Switch. Like a well put together video, you know, something that was obviously some time, care, and effort went into. And I was like, who doesn't know how to download DLC in 2022? Go back and think of 2022 and let me know another company that said, hey, this is how you access DLC on our console. Like, nobody's doing that. DLC has been a commonplace since the Xbox 360 era, and a lot of these people have grown up playing video games. So I'm thinking to myself in the shower, because some people think about like hot women in the shower. I think of video games in the shower because I have problems. Evidently. But I'm thinking to myself, why would Nintendo do this? What's the point of it? Do they think I'm stupid? But maybe there's another reason for it. And this is kind of a bit of a reach, you know, a little bit of a stretch Armstrong here. But maybe they're about to add DLC to a game that's definitely a lot more casual. So they're trying to entertain people and get people in the mindset of how to download the DLC. You got to remember, there's been DLC on the Nintendo Switch since 2017. Why 5 years later in 2022 would we finally decide, you know what, damn it, this is a good time. This is a good time to drop the bombshell known as how to download DLC. So is there DLC potentially coming to a more casual game? I guess some of the games that came to mind were like Kirby, you know, the new Kirby game that could maybe have some DLC coming up. Maybe Super Mario Odyssey, because, you know, it's been very quiet since that game has launched. There's been a couple little things here and there, but I think a lot of people have been waiting on like a full-scale sort of DLC for that game, something to sort of whet your appetite until the next 3D Mario game. Obviously, we got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Great game. The Bowser's Fury stuff was amazing. But what if they're telling people how to download DLC, because maybe they're going to be doing something with Super Mario Odyssey at the next Nintendo Direct? Like I said, this is a very Stretch Armstrong situation, but it's either that or they think we're stupid. I mean, really, that's all it boils down to. You could say something about how Nintendo is a bit behind in the times when it comes to online stuff, and you would be 100% correct, but we've been downloading DLC since the Wii on the Nintendo products line. Like, this isn't something brand new. So I feel like there has to be a reason to the madness. If not, they just think we're very stupid. And you know what? I don't think you're stupid. I think you're a smart individual. Most of the adults who are buying stuff for their kids nowadays grew up playing video games. Like, we got to get past this old guard mentality. Just something to sort of think about with that. Something a bit tinfoil hatty. I know. But there is more concrete stuff that we have to talk about as well. All right, but sticking with the more concrete stuff that we have to go on to, one of the best N64 games is finally coming to the Nintendo Switch. I have been yelling about this game high and low, like, yo, where's it at? Give me the goods. Give me what I want. This is what the people want. And it's finally coming on August 19th, so this week. And that is Wave Race 64. Thank God. Thank God, because Wave Race 64 is a game that would benefit from something like this service. Obviously, we have the online stuff in the game so that you can play this game with your friends online, which is going to be very fun. I'll probably be playing it on the Spawncast off screen. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's not the most professional podcast in the world. It's more about the casual aspect. There are a ton a ton of professional podcasts out there should you like that. But if you like fun and excitement with your video games, that's why the Spawncast exists. But I'm super excited for this game. I think Wave Race 64 is an awesome game, and to finally have it on the Nintendo Switch Online service, to have the cleaned up graphics and stuff, it looks great. Like, I'm showing you the trailer from the game that Nintendo themselves released, and I think this looks freaking phenomenal. Absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait to play it. I did see someone make a funny tweet that said Wave racists all around the world are very excited for this game, and I was like, yo, that's messed up, but that's kind of funny. Like, I wonder if that's a term that will catch on. But yes, Wave Race 64 is indeed coming later on this week on Friday the 19th. But beyond that, there was some stuff that happened behind the scenes that kind of got me thinking there's more to this update for the month of August, at least, that Nintendo is going to be doing with the Nintendo Switch Online service, because other things, other facets of the service were also updated. There was the NES side of things getting updated and the Sega Genesis side of things. Now, we know that Nintendo likes to give a nice little runway for the N64 games. It could be, sometimes it's been a month, sometimes it's been a week, sometimes it's been a couple days, but they always seem to give a little bit of a runway for that. With the NES and the Sega Genesis stuff, you might get a 24-hour notice if you're lucky, but beyond that, you really don't get much of a notice with it. So is an update also coming this month, which would impact the immediate future of the Switch Online service? I wouldn't be super surprised. At least, at the very least, I think we're going to get the Genesis side of things, and we're going to get another Genesis update. And really, they've been sort of knocking it out of the park. A lot of people sleep on the Genesis side of Switch Online because obviously they're older games, you know, N64 is the hot thing, but they've been going into some choice cuts with that Genesis side of things. Like, they're getting really good RPGs, some obscure platformers and stuff. Like, I'm really digging that Genesis side of things. So is there an update coming to the classic systems such as the NES and the Sega Genesis? I mean, you might be playing Where's Waldo on the NES soon, because they don't really seem to care about the NES side of things anymore. But beyond that, there's even more stuff, because the game that was updated in this latest server update isn't out yet. It hasn't come out yet, and everyone's kind of wondering, well, what the hell is going on with it? And that is Advance Wars, because Advance Wars was supposed to come out. They delayed the game initially to polish it up a little bit. Then like a war broke out, so they were like, hey, you know, we should delay this. And then everything has just been radio silent on this game. But considering the fact that Advance Wars got an update, because there is an online portion of the game, it kind of leads me to believe that maybe we're about to get an announcement, or, you know, maybe just a stealth drop of Advance Wars for the Nintendo Switch. Of course, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Give it to me. Give it. I want to play this bad. Like, I understand they're older Advance Wars games, but Advance Wars kicks ass, okay? And the fact that there's going to be online multiplayer in this game, I think is going to be super fun. This has potential of a sleeper hit, especially for me, because it's a game from when I was growing up, and I definitely like the franchise. So Advance Wars got an update. The NES side of things got an update. The Genesis side of things got an update, and Wave Race 64 is finally coming. So things are shaping up very nicely. I think the future, at least the immediate future of the Nintendo Switch Online service, looks like they're actually increasing your bang for your buck with this. Now, could that whole DLC video explanation play a role in this? It could, because, I mean, let's be real. Let's look at the rest of the year for the service, and I can't help but feel something bigger is coming. You know, I really feel like we're going to get a September Nintendo Direct. At the very least, I think we're going to get that. It might be a Direct Mini and just have some updates on first-party Nintendo stuff. Maybe they'll do the third-party showcases as well. I don't know why they just don't combine them into one thing, because if you have a good third-party stuff and you got good first-party Nintendo stuff, I mean, it could work. But beyond that, I really feel like something else is going to be happening with the potential for a new system, because things like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance have been so heavily rumored. There's been literal stuff that was found that shows that it is indeed coming, and I feel like this is a good time for it to come. You know, something told me to come, and they said, don't come. I said, what do you mean, don't come? It's what I wanted to do. Go watch the Ultimate Warrior Confessions on YouTube. It's absolutely hilarious. They basically slice up things to make it look like Ultimate Warrior is a bit of a delinquent person. But I really feel like something else is going to come with this situation, just because Nintendo seems to be doing things a little bit differently in 2022. They're not doing a whole bunch of pomp and circumstance with a lot of different things. It just sort of happens. So I feel like at a Nintendo Direct, in the month of September, that would be a perfect time to be like, hey, yo, we're doing Game Boy stuff. You know what? You don't even need a Nintendo Direct to do it, because you can just do it off the cuff. You can just do a stealth trailer drop, and I don't think anyone would be upset about it. You know, if you're going to forego the standard Nintendo Direct in the month of September, like, just drop it. Just drop it. It's not something that you need to hype up and talk about a lot. Like, we understand how it works because we're not stupid. We know how to download DLC, but I just feel like with all these announcements, and yes, they're kind of smaller stuff, you know, adding in an N64 game, adding in more Genesis games, like, who cares? But to me, it's when we start talking about the banger titles, when we start talking about the lineage titles that people want to play, games that you can only play on the Nintendo platform, exclusive games. Watch that video from yesterday where we talk about exclusive games, but that adds incentive to the service. Could we even see like a new 99 game? I mean, maybe, I don't know. Do you know something? Nintendo Switch leaker? Are you a leaker? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. You know, I think the future of the system, as far as the immediate future is concerned, looks really good. You know, even if nothing happens, if nothing else happens, I still have Wave Race 64, but I can't help but think maybe there's something a little bit bigger going on with this situation. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this. Do you see this future as I do? Am I being too optimistic? People say I'm too pessimistic. People say I'm too optimistic. I'm just an istic person. I'm an istic person. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well, so you're not missing out on any future update videos, because I talk a lot about video games on this channel pretty much every day. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.